Hello everyone, and welcome to Reentry. In this video, I'll quickly go through one of the latest changes that I applied to the alpha branch of Reentry, and that's the DSKY rendering update. So one of the feedback that I've been receiving recently is that the AGC and the LGC, they render the digits too instantaneously on the DSKY. The DSKY can be seen kind of in front of you on the main display console. You can see you have one here, and then you have one down in the optics bay, and in addition there's one in the Luna module for the LGC. So one of the systems that you're working the most with when you're doing any Apollo flight is either the AGC or the LGC. So this is kind of a central equipment. So if I now quickly go back, you can see that the EMS renders their display using this font, and this is what the DSKY used to do as well. But after watching a video by CuriousMarc and diving into some of the details and some discussions with the community on Reentry, I've decided to go ahead and make a bigger change to how this is actually rendered. So if I now quickly go to the panel here, you can see that this is the display module of the DSKY. So I hit verb 3, 5, and you can see that the digits are now looking quite different from before. You can see that the digits are now built up from this kind of square side and an angle side, and then on the middle one you can see that there's more of a square on all of them, as well as this part of the digit, while the other ones has the square and an angle side to it. So this is kind of how the digits are built up. And now if I do the verb 35, which is the light, the test routine, so I hit enter, you can see that this 8 is now built up from all of these parts. And each of these parts are actually an independent logic with an independent graphic that together in kind of a binary sequence decides what part of it just should be visible and what should not, based on what digit it tries to render. And then every time there's a change, you can hear that there's this sound effect, which is kind of this relay click, which is basically the relays that tries to render this, that causes this sound effect. So I'm going to now go into verb 37. I want to run program 15, which is the TLI program. I'm going to hit enter, and then 1, 5, and enter. And you can see that the entire display is now slowly built up at a given refresh rate, where each of these digits are rendered independently, and it kind of has this sequential build-up. So if you pay attention to kind of how these numbers appear, once I hit Pro now, you can see that it kind of goes in a sequential way, line by line, digit by digit, all the way until the entire screen is now refreshed. And if I hit Pro now, we're going to go from this Delta V display into now 95, which is basically the countdown for the TLI bird. And you can see that the only digit that's being refreshed now is those on the countdown logic. So if you pay attention to the sound effect, you can hear that only a couple of clicks are being played each time these digits are now changed. But if I hit Pro now, you will hear more once I run program 00. So there we had it. The entire screen was refreshed. I'm going to do 35 again one final time, just to show you kind of this build up here. Alright, and I think that's it. That's it for this video. And if you want to try this out and play around with these latest bits, be sure to join the Alpha Floor branch on Steam. You will find a link in the description. I've also added the link to the video where I've been basing this logic upon, which is a really good video. It's very interesting. It takes half an hour of your time, so I really recommend you to go and check it out by CuriousMarc. Thanks a lot.